We're here moments after the another state championship for the Hinsdale Central boys cross country team. Blake, just what does it feel like?
It's honestly amazing. I mean, winning state this year just validates everything last year. I mean, we had something special from the very moment, guys walked into the start of cross country this year. We knew we had the potential to repeat, and it's just amazing that we all came through today and we got the job done.
Chris, just how does this title compare to last year, the first one in school history?
Well, last year was equally in its own right memorable and fantastic. But last year it was York versus us, and York around sectionals in state last year, they underwent some illness and sickness. It's for the most part it's kind of out of your control, and that was just very unfortunate for them. But this year with Sandburg, as we had a rough time last week because they were full strength last week and they would be full strength this week, and we knew that this year it would be an absolute fair fight. There would be no excuses, just best team wins.
Oh man, I know it was great. It had to be great to be back in the lineup for state. I'm sure you were chomping in the bit after not running the past 2 weeks. Just what does it mean for you to be a part of another great moment in Hinsdale Central boys cross country history?
Yeah, it was really frustrating the past few weeks to not be able to run and not be very active because of my foot. But I did as much as I could to get ready, and that was the most important thing to me. And even though I didn't do my absolute I didn't do what I wanted to do at the beginning of the year. I'm just so happy for these guys that they pulled through.
Man, I know because of your injury you weren't able to have the race that you wanted to have, the race that you've probably deserved to have with all the training and effort and what you've done this season. How great was it for you to see your teammates run so well, run the race that you probably knew they were capable of?
It was great, as I was running and seeing them all, they all looked like they were doing great, and I just even though I knew I couldn't hang on with it as I felt it coming on, but I'm just so happy for them for what they've done.
Blake, how much of an emotional lift was it to have Matt back in the lineup this week?
I mean, it's amazing. The strong three, we had the strong three from the very beginning, and I just think there was an emotional connection with all three of us. And it was a little rough mentally having to push through that sectionals. Just run by myself and do the best I could do. Just knowing that I had my team back, my boys back on the line with me, it was absolutely amazing. I've ran thousands of miles and hundreds of miles with these guys, gutted out insanely hard workouts, and it just made it that much sweeter winning with these boys.
Chris, I know you guys trained so hard, arguably harder than you guys trained last season. Was it easier or harder to win state this year? Hard to compare the two?
It was harder to win state, much harder, because last week we weren't doubting ourselves in any way because we knew that we put in the work, but we knew that Sandburg would be much tougher than we anticipated, and the alumni, especially, just so many people supported us through this week. They made a video to us to send us all luck, remind us that our work that we put in over the entire summer was without vain, and that just going to the line, that's all I thought about, how much support there was, how much miles I've put in since day one in the health room at Hinsdale Central, and it was all worth it in the end.
Blake, I noticed you have your all-state card there in your hand. What does it mean for you to get 12th? And you might be the first all-stater in Hinsdale Central history as a sophomore.
Probably, I think so.
From what I've been told.
Yeah. I knew I had to get it done at the front. I had to go out as hard as I could. Last year, I went out and I got stuck, and I was just playing catch up the whole meet. This year, it was different. I went out, I stayed with Matt McBrien and top group for about a mile, and that's when it started thinning out. And I just knew I had to run my own race, execute my strategy, keep trucking away, make sure no guys pass me, and maintain my position as well as I could.
Chris, for you, you pulled out the last All-State spot. You and Josh, though, really finished strong, and I don't know how much Josh helped you today, but had to feel really good to get that 25th spot.
Yeah. Last year, TJ Caveney, he came out of nowhere because he was I think he was the 7th man at sectionals last year, and he just pulls out an all-state at state last year. And I knew that if I ran to my level, I would be all-state. And like seeing Josh, because at the 2 mile, I knew there was Sandberg around me. I knew there was Tom Brennan and I think Greg Brzezinski. And I wasn't phased, but I knew that people were nearby me. And seeing Josh outkick me at the 300-meter mark, I wouldn't have it like any other way. It's a fantastic cap to his high school cross-country career, and I couldn't be happier for myself, him, and the entire team.
Matt, what are you going to remember about this day?
Well, I might remember throwing up after I finished, and then just going over and asking. I think I asked Max first, like, how did we do? And he said, I think we did it. And honestly, I didn't care about how I ran at that moment. I just cared about how great my teammates are and what they'd done.
I guess it's for all you guys, if anyone wants to answer me. If somebody had told you last year after you guys won that you were going to repeat this year, what would you have thought?
I would have thought that we would have been doing many extremely grueling KOM workouts. I would be on the ground after like our last mile repetition or something like that, because that's all. We did so many KOM workouts and waterfall Glen loops, and each time it was just a motivator that state's coming up and we'll be ready for it then.
Blake, I know Sandberg did not run as well as they did last week, but certainly did not have a bad race.
Yeah.
What did you guys do better today that helped you beat them?
We had Josh Feldman, Griffin Gardner, and Alex Domiano. I think they won the race for us. They peaked at the perfect time. They've been running throughout the season they've been capable of running what they ran today. But today they finally, had that breakthrough race, and I just think it's a testament to how well our coaches coach us. We peak at the right time. Like last year, TJ Caveney, he wasn't running insane times in workouts, but he peaked at the right time, and he gave us the huge push, just like Griffin and Josh and Alex did. So I think that's a very huge highlight.
Matt, hopefully more fun to come in years, but being a senior, what impact do you hope that you've left on the program?
I just hope that these guys remember how hard we worked for this and what it takes, and nothing. Obviously this year, I'm remembering nothing was handed to us, and we put in the hard work, and I know these guys will continue to do that.